You know, I really don't like people. And when I say I really don't like people, I mean I really don't like people in general. And I'm not saying this to say that we all know there are good individuals out there. Let me put the quotations on that. There are good individuals out there. We know that. We understand that. But I had to think, because an animal, a dog, a cat, even a lion, they're going to be themselves. A dog is going to be itself. A cat is going to be itself. A lion is going to be itself. And you can pretty much expect certain behaviors from animals. The dog, you can expect a certain behavior from the cat. You can expect a certain behavior from the lion. That's why when you see these people that may be able to get close to lions and even, walk amongst them, pet them, play with them, when the lion turns on them and eats them up, you cannot be mad at the lion, because at the end of the day, no matter how close that you've got to this lion is an animal, a wild animal, a carnivorous animal that likes to eat big game, big meat. But people are not like the animals where they say we are all animals, right? We are all in the animal kingdom, and we are like the apex animal, the apex, predator, because we can use our mind to create things to subdue other animals that may be bigger than us. But we are the only ones that you never know what you're going to get. And people can be very vindictive. People can be very narcissistic. People can be very heartless. People can be very inconsiderate. People can be very cold. People can be backstabbers. I just come to realize this over the years of my experience in dealing with people. I told a story in one of my past videos about my own family members getting a life insurance policy on me when I was still a teenager. Rather than investing in a college fund for me, rather than investing in stocks, rather than investing in something that I'll be able to use in life to better my life in the future, they invest in my demise. They invest in it wasn't a life insurance policy it was strictly when I, as I explained in the last video, when I found out about it and I confronted the individual that had control over it, who never tell me this, never told me, hey, I got this on you. Do you want to, I see that you have children now. Maybe I can transfer it to you so that your children can be the beneficiaries if something happened to you. No, he was going to be the beneficiary, and it was for him for my burial costs. This is people. And dealing with people in the service industry, knowing that no matter what you do, you can be the nicest person. You can greet people. You can smile. You can try to have decent conversation with people. No matter what you do, people are always going to dislike you. You're never going to be able to please everybody, even if you don't do anything. And this is why, in general, I don't like people. Now, I don't want people that may watch this video to get this misconstrued that I just hate everybody. But when I'm speaking in general, because that's all you can do when you're dealing with a broad thing. You can only speak in general. You can't, itemize and pick out each individual or each individual thing. When a doctor that deals with feet, right? They generally base their science off of 10 digits, 10 toes. Just, it's just general things, so understand that. I speak in general, and I do know that there are exceptional to the rules because I have met some solid individuals in my life, but those I can count on about one hand. And it won't even take the whole hand for me to count those solid individuals. It's about one or two. But in general, people can be some real cold entities. And they will only care about themselves and their self-interest. This is why when I started to realize this, nature of people, I started to isolate myself. When I started to realize the fakeness, I started to really just isolate myself from what, in particular, family members. When I realized, hey, why we only get together on holidays, right? Before that, I didn't think about that, right? I never, throughout all my life, I was always going to the, whether my father brought me, most of the time was my father brought me, I would just go and I just accept it. But when I became an adult and I started to think on these things, and I say, hey, why do we only get together on holidays? I got family members that literally lived a mile and a half from me, a mile and a half for over 10 years. And not once did they just swing by and say, hey man, how you doing? How's things going? Not once did they just pick up the phone and call. But when it's time for the holidays, oh, you coming by? Or when a funeral happens, hey, this person died, we all going. So when I started to realize that, I started to back off. And I realized, hey, this is all fake. This is all fake. This whole interaction is fake. Us acting like we like each other, us acting like this is love and family and all that. This is all BS. Because if we really cared about each other, and we really loved each other, if we really were really concerned about each other, then we would check on each other, not just on the holidays. You would call, you would stop by. You live a mile away. You could drive if you don't want to walk. So I'd say, you know what? I started to back off. I just backed off because I realized it was all fake. And this is why, in general, I don't really like people, because you never know where you stand with individuals. They can smile in your face, but have envy inside in their heart for you. Have vitriol in their heart for you. Have hate in their heart for you. And I'm not a dog dad. It's not like, but I don't have a dog living in my place with me. But I know with a dog, you always know where you stand with a dog. The dog is going to like you, or the dog is going to dislike you. There is no in between. The cat, I guess people can kind of be like cats, because cats, you know how cats are, they slick. You never know. You can, a cat is sly, is slick, is two-sided, kind of like people. So with that being said, like I said, I know there are exceptions to the rule. We don't have to reiterate this and go over this. We all know that. For people that may comment in the comment section and say, well, that's not me. That's not me. That's not all people. Yes, we know that. But maybe you need to really realize maybe it is you. Maybe you need to look in the mirror and say, maybe I am fake. Maybe I ain't solid. Just look at your relationships, your close relationships, and really judge. Look in the mirror and really say, have I been solid with this individual? Have I been true? Only you know the answer to that question. So with that being said, feel free to respond in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe, and donate. If this message resonated with you, feel free to show your love. Feel free, hit the like button. Donate. I'll have the information in the comment section, in the description section. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.